CNBC-TV18 presents Crypto Corner, powered by CoinDCX.
Welcome back on Crypto Corner. Today we have Mridul Gupta, who's founding partner at CoinDCX. Mridul, hi, thank you so much for joining us. And it's a growing number and a growing market when you look at cryptos. 2 crore plus is what you have on CoinDCX as a platform. How is that number growing? Is this a bull market or is this maturity finally coming here?
I think we are very far away from the bull market and the market's tapping out, Manisha, on this one. We see a lot of early signs of India rising. We see a lot of participation from tier 2, tier 3 cities in India. We see a lot of women participants now coming on the platform. We also see people's age shifting from roughly 25 years to 31 years average age on the platform. So these are all signs of market maturing, but we are still at 2 crore, market is 100 crore. We are still a very, very small portion of the portfolio of people. It's still not reached a place where people are talking about Bitcoin on their chai, right? So I think we are very, very far away from the market maturing. All of this feels like it is a bull market phenomena, but bull market happened a few months back. Market has been very stable after that.
Sure.
But we're continuing to see the market, the new participants coming into the CoinDCX platform and in the market at an increasing pace.
Mridul, as you mentioned, the overall portfolio of people investing into crypto has changed as well. It's not a retail FOMO anywhere because you have bigger participants, investors, even family houses, institutions coming into this space. Are you looking at a better diversification, one? And is there this whole comparison with equities and gold still continuing?
I think equities and gold comparison is going to happen. We have to live with it because if you look at Indian households, people have really invested in gold ever since they were young.
Thousands of years.
Right? And India continues to have that edge as the markets are continuing to rise in the gold ecosystem. Equities has been new and people end up invariably comparing equities to either gold or an FD, and we have not seen that comparison go over in the past 20-30 years. I don't see that comparison, and it's a healthy comparison. I actually like that comparison because if you look at gold, it's super low risk, and the returns are in proportionate to the risk it carries. It's global. People are bought into a vision of gold being a safe haven. If you look at equities, equities has multiple risks attached to it. It is the country risk, it is the company risk, it is the consumption risk. And because of that, it's slightly higher risk profile, but slightly higher return profile as well. When you look at Bitcoin, the nature is completely different. It's more global, it's scarce. So the thesis is that of digital gold, that over the next 10 to 15 years, the market cap will grow as much as the gold's market cap. And hence, the risk profile changes completely. I think it's a very unique opportunity to participate in an asset class which could be like a gold asset class, but right now it's so infant that it's volatile. So what I urge people typically is that you compare the 3 asset class, but you don't get into crypto for a short-term view.
Okay.
You get into crypto with a more long-term view after doing all the comparisons, because in a longer-term view, the risk goes away, the returns stay, right? So that's I think the only short line description for this.
Sure. You know, January 2024 is when it all began, Mridul. We saw the ETFs come in, the best ETF launch ever in the global markets when you compare it to traditional asset classes. And then 2025 brought about this whole new surge of real-world asset tokenization. Between the two of this, where does India stand?
I think India is, to be really honest, India I think is lagging behind in terms of crypto evolution, adoption and innovation. We have seen a lot of participants coming into crypto, but we have not seen major capital come into crypto yet or major talent come into crypto yet. Now, if I go back to those 2 events, 2024 was a big event because ETFs launching, the Bitcoin ETF becoming the single largest, fastest growing ETF, and multiple corporates and multiple financial institutions adopting it. They were all very positive signs for Bitcoin in the US, in Europe, in Southeast Asia, which triggered some kind of a mini activity around bull run. We saw the market speaking later then, and with especially Trump winning, the market peaked even more. So if I compare that to what's happening in India, India is looking at it with a slightly, opinionated view. Is it good? Is it bad? That discussion is still going on. While in the rest of the world, the discussions have moved from is it good, is it bad, to what more can it do for me, right? Can it be a store of value? Yes. Can it help me do transaction processing better? Yes. Can it help me build financial markets better? Yes, right? So if we see action in Dubai, where 30% people own some kind of crypto, the market is moving to actual transactions happening in crypto.
Sure.
If we see US, the money markets are being built on crypto. So I think India is slightly lagging behind. We hope India will, leapfrog this and do better. But right now it is slightly lagging behind. When it comes to real world assets though, I think customers are ready, supply is not ready. So customers are ready because we see a huge adoption of stable coins in India, but supply is not ready because there is no compliant or a regulated framework around digitizing real world assets, putting it on chain and putting the governance right. So I think it's more of an industry problem than the customer problem. India is definitely ready for RWAs.
From for it being legal to trade but not regulated, the markets think that it's a very thin line there. How, as an exchange or your conversations with regulators or your conversations with associations, how are you really dealing around with it at this point?
That's a good point. I end up telling so many people even now that it's legal.
It's legal, yeah.
But it's not regulated and there's a difference. And I think the common janta, the common man in India does not understand the technicality. Legal, regulation, all of it is the same thing for him. So,
are we looking at a new regulator for this, by the way? I mean, that's a conversation that also is ongoing.
So I think if you look at crypto, it's a technology and there hasn't been, and there are multiple implications of the technology. There's a financial implication, there's a trading implication, and then there's an innovation side, new use cases coming up on the implication. So we believe as an industry that existing regulators cannot regulate crypto because it falls outside their, some of the use cases falls outside their regime. So we believe that there will be a cross-coordination body or a cross-coordinated regulator which will have to create the guardrails around the industry. And then depending on the use cases, as the use cases go deeper, maybe it falls under the kitty of an RBI or a SEBI or someone else. But the cross-coordination and the guardrails has to be done by an independent party versus it fitting into the criteria of the existing regulators.
Oh, well, yes. And as somebody mentioned recently, that you can make a rule or a regulation and then keep defining it or redefining it, refining it perhaps as well as we move forward from there. Mridul, as always, thank you so much for coming by into our studios. And that's all the time that we have on this edition of Crypto Corner.
CNBC-TV18 presents Crypto Corner, powered by CoinDCX.